Hello everyone, welcome to this Sims 3 house design video. So this is part 1 of a 2-part house build. So if you're watching this video on the day that it comes out, look out for part 2 tomorrow. And if you're watching this video anytime in the future, you'll be able to check out part 2 by clicking the link in the description or by clicking an end card at the end of the video. But anyway, this house is called Main Street Manor because it's built on Main Street in Plymouth Isle, which is a world that I created completely from scratch. So if you want to see that series, you can see that on my channel. And you can also download the world if you don't have it yet through a link in the description below. So this house is built on lot number 25, which is in the town center. It's right next door to the Harborview apartments that I did back in December. And if you want to download the house, you can download the house. There's a link in the description below. It's placed on lot number 25, and I'll also have a link to a lot map as well, so you can, see that and know where to put it. But yeah, this is an interesting lot, mainly because of the terrain. You can see there's kind of like a hill going from like the right of the lot down to the left, but also at the back is this like massive, like super steep hill, that kind of made building a little bit challenging. But I actually do kind of incorporate an interesting design element to this house that utilizes that hill. So yeah, it ends up having a guest house, kind of like a cottage that's like higher up on the hill than the rest of the house, but it's kind of connected by a bridge. You'll see that in a bit once we get into building that part of the house. But the house ends up having in total 5 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms. It ends up costing about 250,000 simoleons. The main house has 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, and then that kind of like guest cottage that I just mentioned will have another bedroom and bathroom in it. And actually, that's kind of what I'm doing right now, is starting out trying to get that house in. The terrain is still a little funky in the end. I tried just to cover up some of that with some plants and stuff and some rocks. You'll see that in part 2, actually, if you check that out. But yeah, you can kind of see it's going to be a little interesting, especially just because of how steep that hill is in the back. But I already built the bridge that's going to connect the 2 parts of the house together, and while initially I make it like a indoor bridge where I have walls and a roof, then I remove the walls and kind of just leave the roof, and then eventually I remove the roof too and just have it as an outdoor bridge, just as I thought it looked better. But it's just personal preference. But of course, if you don't have the house, you can do whatever you want with it. But yeah, you can see right now I'm starting out with this kind of small base for the cottage, and I end up having a staircase inside the base, and then like the main part of the cottage is above it. So yeah, the cottage is basically on what would be the 3rd floor of the house. It's a whole level above the 2nd floor of the main house. So yeah, it's kind of cool. It's like perched up on the hillside. So I thought that was, an interesting way of kind of utilizing the lot and also just making the house kind of more interesting. But yeah, right now I added a freeze level to this part of the house, but ended up removing it and moving it over to the other part. So yeah, but just kind of working around, with some of the roofing and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, just doing that. And I quite like how the house turns out. I think it has a similar sort of vibe to some of the other houses that I built in the world, with the kind of like wood, the wood siding, which you'll see when we get to that, and, with just the kind of the general style of it. But yeah, I think it's a pretty cool house. And, of course, you have the basement with the garage there. So the garage is below the rest of the house. And then you kind of enter on the main floor, which is, up higher on the hill. So it kind of has that interesting use of the terrain and like the walkout basement kind of stuff, which I always like to do, especially with houses that are built into hills like this one is. And so, I thought that would be kind of an interesting way of, working that out. So, yeah. So, also, one other thing that's not really related to the house, but today, which is, the same day anyway, that I am recording this voiceover, I watched the first episode of like the new reality, I guess, like, I don't know, it's not like a reality show, like the competition show that The Sims is having now. Like, what is it called? The Sims Sparked, I think, which I don't really fully understand the name. I don't really know where this name Sparked, how that like plays into it, but I know I forgot totally about it, and then I like realized today, I was like, oh, didn't that just like come out? So I like watched the the episode like played back. Like I didn't watch it live. Like I was doing other things at that time. I didn't even know. I forgot it was happening. But I watched it like back on like the TBS website, since apparently it's a real TV. I just like still can't believe it's like an actual TV show. Like they made an actual TV show that's like a bunch of people playing The Sims. But I did watch it. I watched the first episode, and I don't know, I kind of have mixed feelings about it. I don't know like how many of you like have watched it or like know about it. But I think it's just kind of something interesting to talk about. I almost feel like it's something that they decided to do just because The Sims 4 is maybe a bit stale, since it's like, what, it's almost 6 years old now. So maybe they're trying to do that to kind of, bring something new happening, or to get people to be talking about the game again. Maybe, I don't know, but it's definitely interesting. It's like, I feel like I just like almost imagine like a lot of the people who would be like, say they're watching TV and then like this comes on, like they're watching TBS. I don't know how many people watch TV anymore, but they're watching TBS, and like then there's like this random show about like a bunch of people playing a video game called The Sims. I feel like so many people like would have no idea what this is. Like I almost feel like, the kind of people who play The Sims aren't really the kind of people who watch network television. Maybe I could be wrong about that. I don't know. Like personally, I don't watch TV. I watch YouTube and I watch Netflix and like Amazon Prime. I don't watch like normal television. So, I mean, maybe that's just me, but I feel like a lot of people who are like my age, like college age or like a little bit older, people who are in their 20s probably don't really watch network TV as much. So I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting. I mean, I know it's also like on YouTube, like BuzzFeed is also putting this show on their YouTube channel or their gaming YouTube channel. So like maybe that would probably reach more people in the demographic of, 20 somethings, but still like, I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting. It's just like it's such a like almost surreal thing, like to see that like as a television show. I don't know. It's very interesting, but also I feel like it's kind of oddly specific for like a TV show. Like I can't imagine like any other video game like having a TV show. You know what I mean? Like an actual TV show that's like on network television. So I don't know, very interesting. There's also sponsored by Geico apparently, so that's something. But yeah, so I don't know, like let me know what you think. I don't know how many of you like who are watching this video have like seen that show. Especially since it literally is, only came out, I think, premiered July 17th on TV, and this video is set to go out on July 19th, so just a bit after that. So I don't know how many of you will have seen it, but if you have, let me know what you think. I don't know, I think it's interesting. It's just kind of interesting that it's a thing, and I don't know exactly how I feel about it. I feel like it's kind of something that they could maybe have like use the resources for to like work on The Sims 5 or something like that, instead of spending all this time and money on a TV show. But whatever, like I'm not like, I mean, it's obvious, like if for those of you who've watched my videos for a while, this is a Sims 3 video. There's a reason why I'm not playing The Sims 4 right now, because I'm not a huge fan of The Sims 4. So I kind of wish that they would have put their time into developing The Sims 5 or something instead of making a TV show that I can't imagine that many people will watch. But who knows, maybe it'll be a smash hit. I don't know. But yeah, I'm actually kind of curious how many people will actually watch that show, like whether it be like on like after the fact on YouTube, or like I'm actually most curious not about how many people will watch it on YouTube, but how many people will watch it 11 p.m. on TBS, like when it's actually on. I can't imagine that many people will, but who knows. But yeah, so that was something that I saw that was interesting, I guess. But anyway, right now I'm doing some fence. That's fun, or a wall rather. But I built the house, so you can see that that's happened. Yeah, actually I think I did most of the floor plan at this point. So I guess we'll get to that when we get to the inside. You'll see it again. But right now I'm just putting some trees in the front. So there's that. And that's cool. I don't know. I think I'm gonna do the wallpaper or the outside materials at this point. So I use my favorite stone. I've been using it a lot on my houses. It's from Ambitions. It's kind of this dark stone here. So yeah, so putting that on the chimneys. I used it kind of around the front door as well to kind of emphasize that as being like the main entrance part of the house. But yeah, I did use a lot of stone on this house. I wanted this house to, be like a very old looking kind of manor sort of thing. And the name Main Street Manor is of course because I built this on what I've called Main Street in the world. So, I thought it's a fitting name. And, I wanted this to kind of be an old house that has like a lot of character and, is old looking. So that was kind of the idea. And, it has like the wood siding on it. It's kind of like dark and more worn looking. And then I use like the same kind of wood color as the window trim and stuff on the house as well. So, that also kind of gives it it's kind of like a very dark look to this house, after like coming off of just doing, some like houses that were like very light colored on the outside. This one's kind of the other way around. So, it's like a little bit, more foreboding looking, perhaps. I don't know. It's not supposed to be like a scary house or anything, but it's just a different vibe. So yeah. But anyway, getting on the wooden siding, that's basically the main two materials in the house, are the stone and the wood siding. Although I also use like some like other stucco-y sort of thing with some like wood trim around like the eaves where the front door is, but that comes later on. So I mean, you'll see that at some point in the future. But yes, just getting on the wood siding everywhere and all that kind of stuff. That's basically all that's happening right now. And at some point, I'm going to do the guest house as well, the guest cottage. I'll call it the guest cottage. I don't know. For some reason, I feel like that's a fitting name. It is kind of like the cottage ends up being like, it's not like a full-on house, It's not like with, what was it called? Azalea Manor, which I did back in December of last year. That house, was a main house, and I had like a whole separate like cottage like on the property that had like a living room and a bathroom and a kitchen and a bedroom and a dining area, and like it was a full-on house. It was nicer. That like guest cottage was like nicer than some starter homes, probably any starter home, but this house, it's a little bit less of like a full-on like separate house on the lot as well. It's literally just like a bedroom and a bathroom and a like little kitchenette kind of, and it's a full kitchen, but it's very small, and that's basically all it is. There's no like living room or dining room or anything like that. As you can probably tell, it's a very, very small cottage, and I just thought it'd be fun to have that and kind of connect it with like that bridge, that kind of goes between the cottage and the main house. So yeah, I kind of count it in with the house, like a bedroom, as like a having an extra bedroom and bathroom for the house. So that's how I count it, as a 5-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom house. But yeah, right now I'm putting the wood siding on it. You can kind of see right now what it looks like. You have the bed area, and then like the small like 3x2 room is the bathroom, and then the room in the corner is the kitchen. So you'll see that. I think that's going to be in part 2, of course, because I'd only get to some of the furnishing in this part. I don't remember exactly how much. I think I do the like most of the main floor, I believe. I think I do pretty much all of the first floor except for completely finishing the study. So the study is the room with the fireplace is on an angle. I think I complete the study in the second part. But otherwise, I think the living room, dining room, and kitchen and entrance way, I think, are all done in this part. So yeah. And then like the rest of the inside of the house and landscaping is all going to be in part 2, of course, along with the screenshots. So, of course, make sure you check out part 2. If you're watching this video any day, like after it's, first come out, part 2 is available. Check that out. But anyway, I also like make sure to check it out after watching this video. You want to get, the context for what's going to happen in part 2, even though it's not that crazy or anything. But yeah, so you can kind of see I place in, like, I don't know, something new I've been doing. You've probably noticed if you've watched some of my more recent videos. I kind of like place in like placeholder furniture, not really placeholder furniture. I place in like kind of lay out the furniture as I want it throughout the whole house, and then come back and add in all the details and finishes and all that kind of stuff in each room. But I kind of just like place the things in. So like, this is kind of the placing in the kitchen here, and you can see the kitchen has a nice like balcony off of it, which is cool. And you have the double stoves there. Anyway, this is the dining room area right here. There's actually a lot of fireplaces in this house. If you may have already noticed that. There's one in the living room, one in the dining room, bathroom, one in the entranceway, one in the study, and one in the master bedroom. That's 5 fireplaces, I believe. So it's a lot of fireplaces. So, this house has 4 chimneys, 5 fireplaces, very fancy. It's a very fancy old house, So yeah. And over here, these 2 bedrooms here, one's going to be a guest bedroom and one's going to be kind of more of a kids' teens room. And yeah, and the master bedroom, of course, faces the back of the house where the fireplace is, the bed. And this is the master bathroom right here. So you got your clawfoot tub, double sinks. This is the hallway bathroom I have. Kind of a funky shape because of the way the hallway has to work, so you can access that other bedroom there. But, it is what it is. Here's the half bathroom downstairs. There's the laundry room in the basement. The basement, of course, has your garage. It also has like a small bonus room and then also like this little like workshop room. So, yeah. But anyway, right now I am getting in the driveway here. So yeah, the driveway, pretty simple. Some, driveway. And then I also get in a front walkway, though I do change it up because right now I have like this second set of stairs, as you can see. I do remove that actually, and I because it was kind of weird the way the pathway went downward and then you had to go up the stairs again. So I ended up, adjusting that so it worked kind of with the terrain in a way that made more sense. So yeah. So yeah, you can see I'm just kind of making a little bit of a snaky pathway that kind of curves around, and I think that makes a bit more sense because you're not like walking like downhill and then going upstairs where you could just have stayed, near the top of the hill in the first place. So yeah, anyway, that's what makes more sense. So there it is. So that's your front walkway. I also think it's kind of nice that the gate is not directly in front of the front stairs. It kind of makes it more interesting the way the pathway kind of curves around. So, I thought that was kind of fun. But yeah, right here, just getting in some stairs and railings and stuff. And I also think I put in maybe some outdoor lighting, some brief outdoor lighting here, just for now. So yeah, just doing that. But yeah, I'm not actually 100% sure what's coming next. I guess we'll see in a few moments. But okay, I got some like more lights there. Oh yeah, I got the stone here. I do end up changing the color of this stone, like front porch and stuff, in part 2 near the end when I'm like doing the landscaping. I end up changing that, but you'll see that in part 2. Anyway, here, what's happening? I think I get in like some beginnings of like some wall coverings. I don't know why, like I didn't recolor these first, but I put them in and then recolored them later. But yeah, like everything, all the colors of stuff is going to change because obviously right now it kind of looks a little gross. So yeah, this is the final wallpaper for the office study. So it ends up looking kind of like that. And I put the chimney on a corner, like in the corner like that, because I thought it was kind of interesting, It makes it a little bit different. It's a little bit more fun and funky. And otherwise the fireplace would kind of be weirdly in the corner of the room. So I thought it was kind of nice to kind of put on a bit of a diagonal. But yeah, oh yeah, here actually I do remove the roof in part 1 for over the walkway. And I put some supporting columns there underneath, and that's kind of how it ends up looking, just like that. I thought that looked a little bit better. So, kind of made the cottage look a bit more separate from the main house. And right here is where I put in the kind of more decorative wallpaper here above the kind of front door area and the eaves. And I think that kind of helps make the house look a little bit fancier too, having something like that. So that's just what I'm getting in right now. Looking through some different options here. I think I ended up going with one from like pets or something. I think that one right there is what I ended up going with. So, and I also made it a dark kind of stucco sort of color. And I think that's what it ends up looking like right there. So yeah. And then I get a decorative thing here around these windows here that are kind of over the front door. So just recoloring that. And there you go. Look at that. How nice. So yeah, that's kind of that area there over the front door. But anyway, the first room in the house that I complete is the kitchen, which I think I may be doing now. So yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I do different rooms, but oftentimes I kind of finish the kitchens first for some reason. But yeah, we're kind of coming to the kitchen here. So the kitchen ends up having kind of a greenish color scheme to it. It's like, I don't know, it's a very subtle kind of green though. It's not like in your face too much, but yeah, you can see I got the tile backsplash there and ended up getting in this tile floor, I believe, from Generations. So I kind of like these floors. I think they're kind of fun. So I'm getting that in, and that's kind of also greenish as well. And here I'm going to get in the cabinetry colors as well, though I do change the wood tone a little bit after I place it and I kind of make them a little bit lighter. So yeah, just recoloring that though. So recoloring all the cabinets and things and all that kind of good stuff. But there you go. And then also the appliances as well. I end up making them black. And yeah, so, and also get a dishwasher, and of course always good to have that as well. So yeah, there we have the dishwasher, and also a microwave, and a little trash can over here by the back door, or actually the balcony door there. It doesn't actually have any stairs there for that balcony. But right now getting a little bit of a light, or actually recoloring the light. And what's next? Some details, got some paper towels there. I think I also get in like a little thing for like cooking utensils right there by the stoves. But yeah, got lots of double ovens there and lots of cooktop space. Got the double stoves there. Double ovens, double stoves, that sort of thing. And also getting in a mat here in front of those, so that's kind of nice. And also I put one in front of the sink as well, so there you go. Putting that in and recoloring, and also getting in some little plants and things, little details. I also get in some shades here for the windows as well. So, getting that in. And yeah, so that's pretty much the kitchen though. And I think the next room I'm going to tackle here is the dining room. So yeah, the dining room is right off the kitchen, has a fireplace, also has access to the backyard, the back porch area. There's a door there, and that's kind of the walls color that I go for. And then here I'm also going to get in the flooring as well. So we kind of have the nice parquet wood flooring in here. And then I also go for, something slightly different here with the detail finish. So, I got like the, like the design that I usually use on my floors in kind of nicer houses like this one, or older kind of style houses like this one. So yeah, just kind of getting in the decorative flooring here in a lot of the rooms on the main floor. I also get it in up on a couple of rooms upstairs as well, like the master bedroom, of course, and then also the guest bedroom ends up having it as well. So yeah, it's kind of fun to have that. It kind of makes it look kind of classier, and gives the house some more character. But yeah, the dining room ends up kind of having a bluish, purplish, kind of like a light, like it's like a blue violet, very light blue violet kind of color scheme to it. But yeah, here's the dining table and chairs, which I'm just recoloring right now. And then I'm also getting in a little plant thing on the table. And I believe only the chairs at the front, like the heads of the table, I believe those chairs aren't really usable because of the china cabinet I put in and because the door on the other side. But the other 6 chairs should be usable, I believe. But yeah, getting in some lighting here as well. And then also a bit of art there over the fireplace, which looks very fancy. And then some plants in the corner there, some plants in the other corner as well. So that looks nice. And what else? Another plant right there. Lots of plants in this dining room. So there you go with that. And, also, what else? A little chair there. That's nice. So just like a random armchair in the corner, might as well. It takes up some space. And then, of course, a rug as well. And I kind of kept that in with the kind of violet color scheme as well. And, of course, getting in the curtains. So kind of getting the curtains in here, very light kind of color. That kind of goes with the walls, I believe. So, yeah. And I think that is pretty much it for the dining room. So yeah, the next room I'm going to tackle is going to be the living room here. So yeah, the living room, of course, also has a fireplace and has connections to the entrance of the house and also to, the dining room and the study and the kitchen. So, a lot of rooms are connected to this one. So, it's kind of cool. But anyway, getting in the wall paint here. I'm using this wallpaper or the wall trim that I've used in a lot of my houses, though. I didn't use this wall trim in every room. I think it's just in the living room for this house. But yeah, getting that in and also getting in the couch colors here. So you kind of have this nice couch and then also the love seat there. And then an armchair by the fireplace. And there's, of course, a TV over the fireplace. But, a very kind of classy looking room here. I quite like it. It's very warm as well, the warm color scheme, and getting in a large rug here as well, and recoloring that rug. So, kind of going for more of like a brownish kind of color here, and getting some stuff on the walls and things, and moving some things around, getting some artwork on the walls as well, of course, and a mirror, I think, over there. So yeah, there you go. And also a plant in the corner as well, and some more plants. Plenty of plants. Gotta get in all the plants. Gotta get all the plants up in the house and make it look kind of fancy. I don't know. I like adding the plants to the houses. But yeah, right now I'm going to start, I think, on the entranceway to the house. So yeah, the house is a very grand, very large entrance that takes up a lot of space. You have this very like large, atrium kind of area with like a mezzanine there. You can see that kind of overlooks that kind of very open space, and there's a fireplace down there. And it is kind of like not the most efficient use of space in the house, but I think it kind of adds to the grandeur. Grandeur. I think it's how you grandeur, whatever. You know the word. It kind of adds to that for this house. So yeah, it makes it feel very fancy. So yeah, you got your fireplace there, and you got your curtains. I'm recoloring the living room curtains because I didn't do that yet. So recoloring those. But yeah, and the kitchen, the entranceway here, also getting some curtains in here. And yeah, there's also the main back doors there, and also the door to the half bathroom is off the main entrance as well. And then of course, just adding in all the wallpaper stuff, making sure that's all sorted out, and also adding a chain for the chandelier there so it's not floating. Also, I put in this like little console table, entrance side table thing, and I put the yellow horse on it, so no fears. The yellow horse is in this house, so yeah, I didn't forget it here. And just getting in some like mats there by the doors, and also got in a couple tables here on either side of the front door. And I also got in a couple lamps, a couple of Tiffany like stained glass lamps or whatever there, which looks pretty fancy. And yeah, also some little potted plant things as well on either side there. And also, I don't know, some other stuff. No, not really. So anyway, the last thing that we're going to do in this part is the half bathroom here. So yeah, once I do that, we're going to, kind of have the video end. So, if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you consider subscribing. And, if you liked the video, make sure to give it a like. And as always, I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments below. But, if, you want to check out part 2, I recommend doing that. There will be a link in the description below, and also a card on the screen at the end of the video. You can click to head over to part 2. And of course, you can download the house. There's a link in the description below. It's built for lot number 25 in Plymouth Isle. And of course, you can download Plymouth Isle as well. There's a link in the description below to that. But yeah, just doing the final things here with this half bathroom, kind of touching it up, getting in all the little details and stuff. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you over in part 2.